So the lighting I'm going to show you right now is called Clam-Shell Lighting, which means we've got two light sources, one above and one below from the model, so like a clamshell. And the lower light source can also be a reflector or something like this, so you're not kind of restricted to using flashes. And it's a standard beauty light, so it's used very often in beauty photography. In this setup we are going to use a black background. And the measurement I'm going to take is standard measurement again, as before. So, okay. So I'm using the upper light as my key light. So I'm just shooting a test image, because the configuration of the lower light you need to eyeball based on your liking. So as you can see, that's already a very, very nice image. We've got not a lot of shadow below the chin. That's basically because of the upper softbox has got quite a distance to the model, so that way we are getting also a lot of light from below. And now I'm going to kind of eyeball the lower light. So it's a little bit brighter already. So I'm giving a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so with the lower light you have to be very careful that you're not illuminating it too much, so you're getting this kind of torch from below effect. I can show you that one, because if I'm switching off the upper light, you're getting exactly this effect where you've got a lot of shadows in the eyes, etc., etc. So you don't have to, or you have to make sure that you're not going overboard, so that you're creating this effect. And one thing that's very nice concerning this lighting is that it works pretty well when you're using black and white. So for this setup, for example, so as you can see, the cheekbones are carved out very nicely. The shadow below the chin is carved out very nicely. So with this configuration and this contrast, I'm going to increase the lower light a little bit more to see what's happening. So that's before, after, before, after. Let's try even more. Now that's a little bit too much, because the face starts looking pretty flat. So I'm going back again. So what we can try, because I would like to get rid of the, or to reduce the shadow below the chin a bit, if we simply point the modifier up a bit. So this modifier at the moment is simply lying on the ground. Okay, so let's try what this changed. Yeah, just a bit, but for me now the face got a little bit too flat, so I will reduce it. Yeah. So it's interesting to see. With this large modifier, you can't change a lot when you're moving it on the floor. So the thing is that I'm assuming that the shadow right now is being caused by the dark clothing. So what we can try, just to make sure we are on the right track, if we change the clothing again to a white one, to see what's happening. So we now change the clothing to something lighter. And let's check what's happening right now. So same settings, all the same. Yeah, as you can see, it got a little bit brighter. So the shadow below here is more or less caused by the clothing plus the upper lighting. If you would like to reduce it completely, you either would need to add a smaller light source so you can direct it better, or we can also use an additional reflector. Okay, so let's try this. So now we reduced the shadow even more, but now it got a little bit too bright, so I need to reduce the upper light a bit. Yeah, now it's looking better. So since these light setups are getting more and more complicated, the more finessed you want to, the more you want to finesse your image, the more important it's how the model is positioning itself, how the reflector you're using is working. If this is a silver one, that's a very bright one compared to the light clothing, etc., etc. So these are the things you need to figure out depending on what kind of images you are going to or you're targeting, how to use these different items like lighting, reflectors, clothing, etc., etc. So the clamshell lighting itself is a very, very nice light because you can control the shadows from below and the shadows that are being casted from above. You are carving out the face very nicely, and it's used very, very often also for black and white photography, since the contrasts you are casting are working very nice. That's it for this session. See you in the next one. Thank you for watching this chapter. Please like and subscribe. If you got any questions, just shoot me a comment under the video and check out the description for further information. And now I'm happy to see you in the next video.